What's up, everybody? We're back again. It's Warp Charge Gaming. It's the Thursday night talk show, and this is episode 41. You can see James there, the illustrious, getting his groove on. I got Chris with me, also
what up?
Being awesome as usual. What's up, everybody? Both at home and my friends. It's good to talk to you. Good to see you. James, you were lying. We didn't have no 10 people watching already.
Dude, there was 10, and now it dropped to 7.
Weird. I see 0.
Well, I'm seeing 7.
Apparently, we got people watching us already. If you're out there, say hello and welcome.
Now we're down to 6 because you had to say something.
I called attention.
Stop breaking the fourth wall.
Now we're back up to 7.
Hey, oh, there's Ice Wolf. What's up, buddy guy? Good to see you, Ice Wolf. It's an exciting week. It's an exciting week. There has been a lot that has happened over the last 7 days. Was it last weekend? Was it?
What?
Was it literally last Saturday? Was the tournament, Chris? It sure was, wasn't it?
Dude, it absolutely was. Sorry on the wonky camera angle. I was setting up my YouTube display in the background.
No worries, no worries. Yeah, so holy cow. We had our last talk show on Thursday of last week, and since then, on Friday, that was my birthday. Yes, happy birthday to me. And I moved in.
You old.
Yeah. on my birthday, I moved into Battlegrounds. Warp Charge Gaming moved into Battlegrounds. So that's a big deal. We're super excited. If you don't know, Battlegrounds is our local gaming store here in Midlothian, Richmond, Virginia, and we are now in the store. And when I moved in, I was getting prepared for our tournament that we had on February 2nd. It was the 3rd annual tournament for the old birthday weekend there, and we had an incredible turnout. Here's a look at some of the tables. That's one room of tables. I prepared on Friday, the night before, 20 tables, but when everybody showed up, man, we got overwhelmed with people. It was we quickly, Best Coast Pairing flew over like 47 people and ended up equaling out to 44 players. And there's a big shot of everybody having a great time. You can see Chris down in there in the middle, super stoked to be playing 40K.
I was having a great time. It was just like so many good vibes. I felt like there's people that were out there, you know, just excited to play. I didn't feel like anyone walked away from their games. Like, I've seen games before where, you know, like somebody new will come out and just get blown out and have 0-3 and just like be really, really salty and unhappy with their day. We had 2 new players come up from Lynchburg, as well as, you know, all kinds of folks traveling. And I really just felt like there was still just like a lot of like cutthroat lists, but like general positivity. People were out there to roll dice and have a good time.
Yeah, I agree. Here's a shot of actually you and Hagen getting a game on there. Death Guard versus Tyranids. Yeah, I'm throwing up the images of different people playing. Yeah, we had all kinds of crews. It was really sweet to see kind of the evolution of people's of the community, really, as everybody had different names of places that they hailed from. We had Coastal Wargaming from Virginia Beach, Norfolk area. We had Those Once Loyal, a local channel here with Ryan Zell. We had the Wobbly Modelers here, who are, you know, well-acclaimed tournament players from across the country. We had Dark Bunny Creative from Raleigh, North Carolina. There was literally people from about a 4-hour circumference, all the way from Baltimore, Maryland, down to Raleigh, North Carolina. So it was a really amazing turnout, and there was a lot of diversity of players that hadn't got to meet each other before. The level of competition was high. Man, I'll tell you, the painting competition, the Rule of Cool Award, was really difficult to give out. I was pulling a lot of people in to ask their opinions on which ones are the best, because I could just not decide. And we ended up giving it to a awesome paint job to Scott Hutchings. Check out this AdMech shot here. Now, when you look at this picture here, these pictures were done by Photogenic Concepts. It's one of the owners here at Battlegrounds, Daniel Jones, and he kicks ass with a camera, man. That's like a GW quality photo where everything kind of, oh man, I don't know if it's actually showing right now. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it's like how everything blurs out and they just stick out nice and sharp in contrast. Weird. I'm watching my my live view and it keeps jumping around there. My bad, guys. But yeah, this man, this army just looked beautiful, and there was a lot of beautiful looking stuff. Here's a lot of freehand that he did. I think it was something. I forget the name of his. He has. It turns out the guy actually has a commission painting company, which makes sense because of the quality of the work. Here's another great.
Oh yeah, his stuff was amazing.
Yeah, I'll tell you what sealed the deal though, and James, you might like this too, man. What actually got him after I literally like walked the tables, like it was round 3 and I still hadn't decided. And the thing that got him the overall victory, even though I was leaning hard towards him, was he used bullet cartridges as his command points. Here's a photo of it. So I thought it was just super cool, rule of cool. No one there had I ever seen do that before, and he was using actual bullets as command points, and I just thought it was really cool and clever, and that extra touch that pushed me over the edge. So that was super cool. And as Chris was mentioning, we had some new players. I was really impressed with the bravery, the courage, and honor of some of these new folks that came in and played for their first, one dude, it was his second game ever, which was crazy. And the one gent who was his first tournament from Lynchburg, Dragonfire Games was where he was hailing from. He actually got the Mediocre Award, and we mimicked that from James's community, from the Planet Chaos guys, I believe. And they have the most mediocre. I think that's an awesome prize, way better than awarding last place. And the guy that played his first tournament won dead middle, 22nd place, won $50, and he was so thrilled, man. It was such a good feeling.
Yeah.
So super
awesome.
Cool, super cool. There's Gordito. Yeah, lots of cool pictures here. That was a great looking army. Those LEDs in that night were super tight. Let's show you some more sweet pictures again by the Photogenic Concepts. Luckily, he's in Battlegrounds like almost every day of the week, like I'm going to be now, and I'm going to definitely be picking his brain on how to get better images. So I look forward to increasing my skill set from a good photographer because I suck at pictures. Here's some really nice pictures of you see the Space Wolf Knight by Dark Bunny Creative, and you can see this really sweet Nurgle Knight. I think that was actually done by Those Once Loyal, Ryan's Knight. Not 100% on that. Here's another great. That's cool. This is a great shot. Another like GW worthy shot where the background just blurs out and you got this sweet contrast of the demon prints there. It looks fantastic. That actually goes to this display board. This is from KC Burns from the Wobbly Modelers. He actually won Best Painted at the Hammer in the New Year at Huzzah Hobbies up in the DC area. You can see why. That's a beautiful display board.
Very cool. I saw the display board without the army, and I was kind of curious how that looked all arranged. But yeah, that's cool.
It's very nice. For those out there, and James, I'm sure, can attest to this, but for those out there that are trying to earn a Best Painted award at an event, it's really, really difficult not to vote for the one that has a display board versus those that don't. It's almost like a disqualifier the moment you don't have a solid display board. Would you agree, James?
Yeah, I 100% agree with that statement. Because, there's some events that you can go to that, like, maybe Best Painted is the guy who actually has a full painted army. But if you're going to a place that has 44 people playing there, then there's going to be a lot of people with fully painted armies. And then there's going to be a lot of people with, like, over-the-top armies. And what really sets them apart is how cool their display board really is. And, it takes a lot to travel around with the display board. So it shows commitment into that like, aspect of the hobby. And I honor it. I respect it.
Hell, think of if the armies on parade at Adepticon, like the 4-man teams at Adepticon, was some of the most massive display boards I've ever seen. That was the closest like similarity to a Burning Man like party, as far as like people basically constructing. Literally at Adepticon, they were constructing their display board there, like bringing in carts and carts. Remember that massive, like, you and I messed with it, Chris, when we were pretty tipsy. That massive, like, pendulum-looking thing. I can't even describe it. It looked like a big sundial or something.
Yeah, those are the guys who won overall.
Did they? Yeah.
I really like the Orc one that was like a race car track that you actually, like, raced cars on.
Well, that was like the planet, like, asteroid thing, right?
Yeah.
The damn things, like they overcome 6 foot. Like there was definitely like full on display boards that were 6x4. I love the multiple level. I really love it when people take the planes and make them look like they're actually suspended in midair and like they're crashing and stuff.
Oh, dude, I really love the one that had like a sewer system that actually had like fog going through it. It was amazing.
The Gene Stealer one, the Tyranid one that had that old school Tyranid on it, Chris, where they had the brooding pool, or they had like all the cult like cooking up human bodies and shit. That was nuts. They had like oh, I think we lost Chris again. They had like a spawning pool where they had like eggs cracking open. I don't know. Pretty amazing though. Just shout out to Gordito, Shadizo, Ice Wolf. Thanks for jumping in, guys. Maybe we'll see some chicken bone out there. You never know. There's Chris again. But yeah, so just while we're on a roll here, ranting, I put out 2 videos today and just posted the second one. I haven't even shared it yet, but we made a welcome to Battlegrounds, come play video, announcing that we're here in Battlegrounds and offering the world at large a chance to get in the calendar and come stream some games on the Warp Charge Gaming rig. Really excited about that. And I just posted a really exciting concept that we developed. James and I were spitballing on it just the other night, but we have now launched an official league. We have a tournament league now in our area. It's called Battle in the Warp, and we're doing a winter-spring session here. We're going to try to make this historical and ongoing through the years of Battlegrounds. We're getting a big master trophy for the store. It's going to have a plaque on it, and people are going to, as they compete in these mini circuits here at our store, they have a chance to be a grand champion and be put onto the trophy there, along with a horde of awesome prizes between Battlegrounds, Table Top Alchemy, and Warp Charge Gaming. So really stoked to launch that. On March 2nd is going to be the next tournament in this series, and we're going to do a team tournament. There's a lot of hype on that. I'm excited to have 44 individual players facing off, and now we can have 60 people and still take up less tables with a team event. So really looking forward to packing the house. But before that, not only are we doing a 40k tournament league, but we're also doing a kill team tournament league. And that starts just this next weekend. We're doing January 16th. We'll be doing Kill Team Commander. Looking forward to that. Just yesterday we posted 3 bat reps of us getting some practice on. So that's kind of the news there, friends. James, I know you've been doing some painting. I got some images here of that sweet orc war boss. We showed it last episode of it in progress. I think that's the finished work there, yeah?
That is the partially finished work. Like, it's finished for now.
Gotcha.
I have, where the hell is it? This little thing right here to add to the base.
Okay.
I got more details to do to the skin. But it is done for tabletop right now.
Yeah. How about this weird boy? Excellent weird boy. I showed this to one of my friends, and they were familiar with people doing this type of conversion before. As far as using Age of Sigmar models for their weird boys and whatnot, the shaman.
Dude, what I like about this weird boy, because he still has some 40k-esque to him, is the fact that he has the 2 bones up like a person at a racetrack, and it's evil sun. So it's the jump. Yeah,
nice. I do dig that. And then not as fancy to look at, but impressive nonetheless, is this box of massive amount of boys you had to speed paint. Looks like you painted them to army size. You did your squads there in different colors on their back or something. How many orcs did you end up cranking out in 2 days?
That's 117.
Holy shit.
And they're just 3 color minimum, so they're kind of blocked out with their colors. And I honestly thought this was going to be a project after this beautiful Slaanesh model, but the tournament is not at the end of February. It's the beginning of February.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's this Saturday. So I had to get it done.
Damn. Had to crank it out.
So I cranked it out. I put in some real sweat and tears into that one.
Yo, we gotta make a shout out, fam, to Tau Dark. It's good to see you, Tau Dark. Thanks for jumping in, brother. We got Tau Dark jumping in. He says he's been out with some crazy times, giving us some congrats on the Battlegrounds move-in. Thank you, man. I hope you thinking about Adepticon, Tau Dark. I know we're gonna see Gordito Spree out there. Shadizo, what about you? Oh, and Shadizo also asked what army won. That's another video we've been waiting to post. It was a great bat rep, the final matchup. It was the Wobbly Modelers versus Beast Coast, Marky Mark and Austin Wingfield. Austin also just recently got asked to join Team America for the European Games this year. it's pretty exciting. But he, such a talented player. What do you know? He won with the Magnus and Morty combo. So it was Thousand Suns and Demons, one of my a list near and dear to my heart, minus the Morty factor. And he went up against Knights and Guard. Or no, it was Admech. It was Knights and Admech.
That's who I played round 1, actually.
He was a beast, huh? It's a deadly list. I think you said you took out like a bunch of his heavy shooting. You took out the Castellan robots early, and he still put down the herd, huh?
Yeah, I honestly, in my game against him, I thought I got the jump on him in a big way.
Ah, damn, we keep losing Chris.
No, I got him. I'll bring him back. It's like a fishing lure.
What the hell?
I casted it. Come on. He'll be right back.
Oh, hell yeah. Tal Dark says he's damn right he'll be there as long as the government keeps him stateside. Well, here's hoping, bro.
Yay.
Oh, nice. Well, cool. Tell you, that's very good, man. I hope we see you there. It'd be great. Well, I'm in 5 different kill team events, man. You got to jump in. It might still be time. Speaking of Adepticon and events that aren't 40K, Age of Sigmar Champions, James, I know you played a little bit of it in your time.
Yeah.
They nuked my list, man. They nerfed the shit out of it.
Why?
They took old Scarbrand, who was basically wrecking the scene, and he used to be able to do 3 additional damage to abilities when you had 15 or less health, and now it's when you have 10 or less health. So he's practically worthless. I've had to rewrite everything. I can't figure out what's good anymore. Everything.
You suck. You slap on that knob real hard.
Yeah. I'm glad I didn't go deep diving for that fucking Scarbrand card yet, because now it's totally worthless.
But you need to get a deck together, son.
I know. Oh, I will, though. Luckily, I'm in a gaming store almost every day now, so I have easy access.
That's what she said.
Oh, we got Edgar V. What's up, Edgar? Good to have you, brother. Man, what a party. We got a good old crowd tonight saying hi.
Thank you, James, for saving my connection, by the way.
Dude, I try my best, but you suck. You're hanging out with George too much. You're passing on the suckage.
Having some hardware issues. But yeah.
Well, Chris, let's see if we can get you through a couple sentences. Let's have James ask the question he asked prior to the show beginning. James, give Chris the question. Let's give our viewers the audience here.
We first got to set up why I asked this question.
All right.
So I'm really in love with this super elite tactic wise army of Gene Cult.
Yeah.
They have tricks that no other army has. And for me, it's all just delivery systems for combat. And a lot of their shooting is the short range shooting or special targeting shooting. So everything seems very, very useful as far as what I've seen without cracking open the codex and going to class. So since I really want to do this army, I want to do it the proper way, not just buy a bunch of units and try to piece things together, sell things off, and just paint shittily something 3-color minimum just to get to the table at a tournament. I want to take the time. So I was asking Chris, after him looking at the codex and all the reviews, what unit, if you had to just pick one unit out of the whole codex, what would be the first unit you would buy that would be in every list?
Outside of characters, I think it's very much a no-brainer for me. I think it's definitely a Barents.
But even characters, I mean, that's a unit. You still need units.
If you're counting characters, the Patriarch seems like it's going to be very, very important, which is kind of like the Broodlord, especially because one thing we are seeing is that for one command point, if you take a Patriarch, you can also have a Magus and a Primus have a Warlord trait.
Oh, neat.
All right. So do you see a Patriarch being more valuable than the Barents?
Yes. Also because for a lot of styles of lists for them, it's the only kind of way you can get a Fearless bubble.
That's fair enough. Fearless is key, especially when you're just wading through the storm of firepower to get into combat.
There are mechanics they have to mitigate morale, but within 6 of a Patriarch, you're basically just fearless.
What's the difference between the Abominant and the Aberrant?
So the Abominant is the character. The Aberrants are the elite kind of infantry that are kind of like the non-character version of the Abominant.
Now, when I was looking for an Abominant for today, I was seeing it was only available in box sets. It was Deathwatch Overkill and the Tooth and Claw box. Is that the only way you can get those characters?
Yes, actually, for a long time, it's been impossible to get a lot of characters for the cult. Like, I got 3 of the Deathwatch Overkill boxes, which is why I have so many Genestealer cult stuff.
I mean, hell, the only way you can get the new Genestealer character that came out in Arena, is that by getting Arena?
I believe so.
Damn.
We are seeing Games Workshop has said that with this release, they're going to start releasing individual clan packs for the Abominant and the Aberrant, so we know those are coming soon.
Okay.
I don't know what the time frame is on that. Obviously, they haven't plugged it with the Codex release, so I don't think it's coming right away. We may see them in the next month or two.
Mm-hmm.
They'll probably stagger the releases on that.
Yeah. Any of our friends out there in the chat, are you guys going to be interested in Genestealer Cult? I'm curious if we're about to be launching our Patreon soon, and we're very excited about that. We have some really awesome packages to offer you guys as incentive, and several of them will be giveaways. Maybe we should be giving away some Genestealer Cult stuff. I know James would be wishing he was going to win that. We lost Chris, of course, so I'm sure it's some crazy phone business. I don't know. Google Hangout being dumb. Who has the children / folk noise in the background? Ice Wolf. That's
George.
Yeah,
That's George.
I'm in the children. Well,
that's the role playing crowd, buddy.
Yeah. There's about 20 some gamers in here in the same room as me. I'm over here talking in the corner. So that's what's going on there. I'm down for any minis. Gordito Spree's down for any of them. Okay.
Well, dude, we're planning on getting you all of them, sir. All of them.
I'm planning on getting a Genestealer right around. We'll have Lightning Bolt. Man, I think Gordito's cracking me up. I think that if anything, giving away that cool character from Arena with the cowboy hat. What does he get? What is he called, Chris? That guy has a crazy name.
The Keller Morph.
Yeah, the Keller Morph.
I want a Keller Morph. Give me a Keller Morph, somebody.
Maybe that'd be a fun giveaway model.
So, James, this is one thing also when you're building your army, I think that's relevant for all the Genestealer cult hype that's relevant to mention. We are seeing that they're changing the cult characters to all be 1 per detachment. So only 1 Patriarch per detachment, only 1 Magus per detachment, 1 Keller Morph per detachment, etc., etc.
It's kind of like Tau, how they did that with the commanders.
I could totally do that, though. Like, I don't feel limited by that very much at all.
It's not super limiting, to be honest, but it does prevent you from just running a spammy Supreme Command detachment.
Yeah, I would never do that.
I hope that they do that. I honestly, as much as that would fuck over a lot of things, like I always run like 3 Demon Princes and 1,000 Suns detachment, but I think that's cool. Yeah,
3 Broodlords all day in 1 detachment.
What do you think about that being a game-wide change? Do you think that's something?
For it.
I kind of like it too.
I think it's definitely a fluffy change because, I mean, from the perspective of the cult, that's another thing. If you have a Patriarch in your detachment or in your army and you have a cult warlord, it has to be a Patriarch, period.
Nice.
But I feel like the changes are largely fluffy because, the Genestealer cult wouldn't have lots of, like, you're not going to have 2 first infection Genestealers that are worshipped. Like, that doesn't make any sense because it starts with 1 and they worship that one like a god.
Yeah.
So it's just like a lot of fluff head kind of changes there, but I think that it could be an interesting thing to happen to the game.
I like that. I would welcome it. I think it would be a big that'd be pulling the rug out a bit there for sure. Nobody. I mean, I can think of a lot of things that would not be the same. I mean, hell, with Space Wolves, I'd run like 3 Wolfguard battle leaders and a Supreme. There's so many
Smash captains.
Yeah, I would love to see that go away. I just think that's great. That's a.
I mean, you could still.
Yeah, I like it.
You could still run 3 of them in a list, you know, like
Right.
it just wouldn't be like it would just commit you to running 3 detachments of the same faction basically to do so.
Yeah, which I respect that. I mean, they've already did it to Tau forever ago, you know, with the commanders.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, they have like what is it? I think the Cold Star suits are what, only 2 max or something like that.
You can have as many. You're just allowed to only have 1 commander per detachment. So that means that you could have 3 Cold Stars, but you could have no other type of commanders.
I got you.
Yeah, which you know, like that helped out the Tau from being stupid, where people were just running a fuck ton of commanders, and the rule of 3 already helped provide that kind of mitigation there. But I would love to see that kind of be an even keel effectiveness army wide or faction wide.
Yeah. I don't think that would be like a huge change of the game, but it would be significant enough that like the meta would be affected.
Yes.
But like it wouldn't be, you know, like turning it on its head per se.
Yeah, no, I just like the idea of things changing. Who said, is it correct that LVO literally has about 70% lists with knights in it? I heard that there's a whole bunch of gallant knights.
I cannot confirm or deny that. I have no idea.
I don't think it's that high, but it is the majority, yes.
That's
speaking of LVO, dude, one thing I'm like almost hyped about is all this talk about fantasy draft for 40k like players, and like I kind of dig it. Like all these like people are getting together, groups of like 8 or 10 people, and they're doing a draft of like 6 players or 8 players, and like
I think it was the top 8 in the ITC, right?
Yeah, like well, they're just trying to get like most points, and they're playing fantasy football style, but for LVO.
Yeah,
and like I think it's super interesting because like it's a good way to watch the event going on, because like there's going to be Twitch streams going. Like there's so much coverage for LVO right now. It's like the biggest 40k event ever in history.
Yeah,
like, I give those frontline guys a lot of credit, man.
Me too.
Pioneers, true pioneers.
Absolutely. I mean, I love the ITC, and we wouldn't have it without them. No, that's fantastic, and it's just great for the hobby. It's great for everybody that's into wargaming and just gaming in general to see us kind of be uplifted from the shadowy corners and timeout corners of the game store like I'm in.
Yeah, you're in the timeout corner. You're not allowed to go LARPing with all the other people in the store.
Yeah. My fellow nerds, I can't play in their reindeer games.
No.
But yeah, really exciting, man. I haven't got to catch out any streams yet. And looks like, yeah, that sounds boring. Gordito, I'm not in a good position to look at what you posted on Facebook right now, but maybe it's something cool. If I should look, let me know.
It's not that. It's basically talking about the preview that they're going to talk about tonight. And they're basically talking about how like Chaos is getting some love. And I really like what I'm hoping out of their preview show tonight is like some decent formations coming out of their Vigilus Part 2 for Chaos Space Marines. And like it dropped before Adepticon, so I can actually bring a competitive list.
Yeah.
Like, that's all I'm asking. Like right now, I'm not even planning on playing a competitive list. I'm planning on just like submarining hard and just like clowning the entire time, just getting shit faced.
When's the Gene Stealer book get into our possession? I really don't.
That's this Saturday.
Okay, so there's a chance in hell, but I honestly don't see it till mid-month of March on the second campaign book. What do you think?
Well, they're dropping like sister stuff tonight, that campaign stuff, and some AOS stuff. So with those 3 drops, I mean, it's going to cover like 3 months of shit.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm sure they have it. I'm sure they have it out now. It's just like they're I think it's only from a marketing standpoint is why we wouldn't get it any earlier. Is just for the like I think they have it done. It's just that they're stair-stepping their releases so they don't saturate the market, I would assume.
Yeah. I don't think they could saturate the market. People are high on 40K right now.
Yeah.
Like, well, I mean, because it's LVO, it's the end of the season, and like the new season's gonna start, and like the meta is changing like constantly, and like the Gene Stealer cult getting their codex, and Sisters getting their codex. I don't believe there's any more codexes to be handed out. So like it's straight campaign books after that, and that's a whole new meta in itself. Like, do you remember 7th when campaign books started dropping, and Necron started bringing like Riptide Wings? It was insane.
Yeah.
It was a strange time, but like it was a very evolved time, and like with Genestealer Cult having all their new tricks that like you've never seen before, like give me some cool tricks like that for Chaos, and I'll tell Genestealer Cult to take a hike.
Sure. Yeah, I don't
Agents
have.
Effect, 3 command points.
Oh, he just drops it just like that in everyone's face.
What?
I just said Genestealers.
Agents Effect.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I love the idea of them having Vect.
They got so many tricks, man.
So many tricks. It's tricks upon tricks, and I love it. It's so deep.
I just want cool rules for my Gellerpox. I'm going to be out in the cold for a long time.
But for 1 command point, you can bring back flies, man.
Right. They sure did. They sure did put a lot of new models out for Genestealers. When we were on the channel.
Oh yeah.
When we were doing our live tournament, there was an interesting comment that I know it was fresh news to you too, Chris, about the I think it's the bike sniper he goes sniping psychers particularly, and if he
he does like bonus mortals against psychers.
Well, better than that, because the reason it's so interesting is that if he wounds a psyker or removes a model, one of the two, like if he kills your character or wounds, I think he's got to kill.
When he wounds it.
Yeah, when he wounds it. Okay, so when he wounds a character, or I'm sorry, when he wounds a psyker, it takes perils. And so not only did he wound it, but now it takes perils, and that's if it dies from the D3 mortals, then it sucks everybody into the war around him.
More mortals.
Which is more mortals. It's insane. So like all those like Eldar that are like hiding in their little bubbles of characters, like he shoots one of the characters.
Oh, you've got a 4 wound. You've got a 4 wound, character. Well, I mean, roll 6 to wound. D3 plus 1 wounds.
Yep.
Because it's a D3 shot sniper rifle, or D3 damage sniper rifle rather.
Yeah, it's gross. And then another thing is that the idea of that if it shoots a squad of like horrors count as psychers, and there are now it kills 1 horror and the whole squad takes perils.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That's true. I didn't even think of that, but that's a good point.
Dude, and if it dies from perils, it blows up, and that's awesome.
Oh yeah, it's pretty interesting there. So that was a new rule for us for sure. Let's see. I think GW is using Genestealer Cults as a test where they're going to take the game. I like the idea if you take guard with Genestealer, you only get half the CP. Oh, is that a thing? Oh, we lost. I didn't know that either. Maybe that's just a thought, but we lost Chris, the encyclopedia.
Yeah.
There he is.
He's
Chris,
back.
did you see that? Shidizo says that he likes the idea of if you take guard with Genestealer, you only get half the CP. Is that a thing, or is?
That's true. You get half the CP. You there's a few other things. The whole detachment gets unquestioning loyalty. So on a 4-up, you can take wounds for characters that are Genestealer Cult. And I think they also get +1 leadership. Maybe they get some other passive buff, but they get no benefit from regiments. They get no benefits from Genestealer Cult as far as like special rules.
Okay.
It's very bare bones. It's very restrictive. I mean, having a huge blob of conscripts to tank wounds for like a patriarch is not the most unattractive thing in the world.
That's a pretty cool way for them to kind of balance it out a little bit. Yeah, there is some interesting what do they call it, precedents with what's coming out with this book. I'm curious how that's going to cascade to the rest of the game.
I agree. I would like to see not. I don't like calling them balancing changes, but that's what they are. Like it's about making play a little less open-ended in some cases. I mean, sometimes that's only for one codex. Like people ask. I'm seeing a lot of people disagree on the cost of the Genestealer Cult Agents Effect. People are arguing if that's going to get FAQ'd or not, whether it's going to be 4 command points or 3. Do I think it's going to get FAQ'd? Probably, but maybe Games Workshop does intend for Genestealer cults to be 1 point cheaper. Like,
yeah,
maybe based off of the power of the codex. Maybe they're like, oh, well, they needed a little bit more. I don't know. Like, I don't think that's the case, but I'm willing to take that as an explanation.
Yeah, I still want to know where the hell is Forge World at, man. Why? Give us some Forge World love. Like, I'm not that, like, I don't have anything too particular that I'm biting at the Jones for, but, like, I don't know, the Baneblade thing, my Gargantuan Squigga. The thing I don't like is just that it's still in a very indexed state. And I want it to feel fresh and updated along with everything else, and I feel like it's lagging behind.
I think there's more than one book that kind of feels that way.
Yeah. Yeah. Need some love. So James is thinking about playing Genestealer Cult. Chris is excited about Genestealer Cult. I want my Gellerpox to be good. LVO's going on. We moved into Battlegrounds, throwing tournaments left and right. This is pretty much what's going on in life.
Yeah, for those listening, there are plenty of Codex reviews for channels a hair bigger than us that got the pre-release on the Codex. You can watch in-depth breakdowns of the Codex already. People have battle reports up with the Codex. I've definitely been watching more than a few. I don't think the faction is going to be as insane or broken as a lot of people have made it out to be with early rumors, but I do think it's a vicious faction. You don't necessarily want to get caught with your pants down not knowing what they do. Some of the units that people wanted improved didn't get improved. A lot of stuff that people wanted improved got improved. All in all, gross book. They definitely brag some of the nastiest psychic powers in the game. Oh yeah?
What's some of the psychic powers like?
Well, the 3 index powers that they already had are disgusting. They already had Mind Control, which is a 12-inch power for 7. You can either make one... You can either shoot the enemy unit or make a single close combat attack with the enemy unit. It's specifically worded that way. It's interesting. It's not exactly like Treason is each.
Because you don't have to do a leadership check, right? Or what is it?
Correct. I just literally, if I pass it. No, I think I do a leadership check.
You get to do 3d6 leadership check, I believe.
Yes, that's what it is. It's a 3d6 versus your leadership.
Yeah.
Then there is Mass Hypnosis, one of the grossest powers in the game, also costs 7. Makes you fight last even if you charged, gives you -1 to hit, and prevents you from firing Overwatch, 18-inch range.
Jesus.
Really good.
That sounds like a power for you, James, you son of a bitch.
Oh my god, I love it.
That is an index power. Like, that's a power people are like freaking out about with the Codex that are like, oh, like this isn't a new power. Like, you could have already used this. I actually used that power my first game of the Nova to kill Lord of Skulls.
Yo, question. There is somebody who was asking me today about... we lost Chris, right? I was going to ask him the question.
No.
That son of a bitch.
Oh, no.
I'm holding it. I'll
bring him back.
I don't know how you're bringing him back, but it's pretty cool.
Oh, that's so funny.
Come on back, Chris.
I threw out the lure, dude. He doesn't even to bite it now.
Bite it, you son of a bitch.
I threw it out twice.
Ugh.
He's got to hit one.
There he is, Chris. I have a question.
Super annoying.
I have a question for... Okay.
Hit me.
So this gentleman today at the game store was asking me what he should bring to the team tournament, and he's wanting to bring Eldar to support the Genestealer cult. So if you were so if you had the Eldar at your disposal with Doom and all their psychic shenanigans,
well, you've got to take Doom in any kind of team tournament because the way it's worded is broken.
Yeah, for sure,
it's not broken. It's beautiful. It's like, man, whoever is the dirty mofo that pairs with Eldar, you're really gonna show.
I know Ryan and Ali team up, and last time I played with Carson on my team, they did something like 58 wounds to the pylon turn 1 before we took our turn.
Yeah, Taudar is ridiculous with the team tournament. But if you had the power of Eldar backing you up, what kind of list would you come together with your with Gene Stealer cult? Not considering new codex, or just with what you have at your disposal, what would back them up
with
the best?
What I have at my disposal?
Sure. Well, then you go pretty tyrannity, but just imagine, you got a cult army, and you got the tricks of the trade.
Just imagine you got Luke in one hand, your dick in the other. What can you do right there?
I mean, we're all gonna have a good time on that one because literally, there's a lot of hands involved. That's
okay.
Yeah, no, it's great. But seriously, I think the Alkalite hybrids remain probably the favorite killy troop choice. They are getting a points drop. They needed it. Gene Stealers, the elite Gene Stealers, really good at the moment. Only getting better.
Mm-hmm.
Aberrants and the Abominant, currently good. Only getting better.
I think that this his move he was trying to go with is he was going to have a lot of fast, pretty much bikes, warp spiders, and swooping hawks, and was going to attempt to and run them as Ynnari and set himself up to have the Gene Stealers.
Oh, this is the Eldar player, not the cult player.
Yeah, the Eldar. So I figured you'd be able to talk more on the cult player. But the idea is that he wants to be able to have the cult player support him getting Soul Burst off. So he's going to do things like Quicken and advanced bikes and shit up to where the...
How is Soul Burst worded? Can one of your allies units die within Soul Burst range? Oh, really?
Well, no, it was when any unit dies within 7.
Okay, interesting. I
Markers!
mean, based off of that... It actually, I think it's even more attractive to run the Alkalite hybrids because, they're small units that could be very killy or pretty cheap, and they'll die easily enough, and they're OBSEC.
Okay.
You could run a unit, let's see, they are with the Codex 7 points a pop, 7 times 5, 35 points. Throw in a heavy weapon for 10 points. That's a 45-point, 10-man... Gene Stealer unit basically without the invuln save, with one of them throwing out 2 strength 8 -4 AP 2 damage attacks hitting on 3s.
All right.
It's respectable. You can just, depending on how many points you want to spend, you can give them each a D6 shot hand flamer that's strength 3. There's all kinds of crazy tricks you can do with them. They have all kinds of crazy, more intense heavy weapons. The delivery system. Basically, they're a fodder troop that has a lot of customization as far as being killy. They're going to die. They're squishy, but because they're going to die, I think they're decent support, or they're decent to work with the Eldar as far as pulling off soul bursts.
Okay.
Because, obviously having a bigger unit of Gene Stealers, you don't want it to die. It shouldn't be setting off soul bursts unless something's gone horribly wrong.
Okay.
Besides that, for the cult, what can the Eldar player be doing? The cult is very glass cannon-y, so you definitely want to have some bodies that can be scoring some objectives. Ideally, sitting far back, or that can reposition, ideally, possibly with Soul Burst in a pinch to go back and get your objective. Because with the exception of Bladed Cog, which will give +1 invuln save, or actual elite Gene Stealers. Most of these things in the Cult Codex are rocking 5-up T-shirt saves. They are going to die to rate of fire like there's no tomorrow.
Yeah. So it's there he went again. I don't know what's going on with the whole phone technique there, but Google Hangout is hating it. Well, that was some informative information. Luckily, he finished his thought before we lost him. Cool. Okay, so just for this moment of lag of thought, I'm going to show you guys some of the tables that we had at the tournament this past weekend. I'm just going to kind of filter through some Death Ray designs, looking beautiful. Some of these boards did get bolstered up after the fact, but you can just see a lot of the variety. This Game Mat EU game mat there. Here's some Game Mat EU terrain, the Badlands set. I just started showing boards off when we dropped you. Here's cool city. This is actually a FLG mat for Frontline Gaming's. Gotta love it.
Cool.
This was a funny board, just because it was a bunch of hodgepodge of stuff. We definitely started getting kind of down to the bottom of the barrel of the terrain here when you started doing 22 tables. We're definitely far from our own LVO status of tables there to fill out.
Listen, man, it wasn't the London GT.
No, it sure as hell wasn't. Fuck you, London. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
Whoa.
This is America.
Yeah, just kidding. There's some really shitty tournaments here too.
I said some really bad things, man, but I don't think I said that bad things.
We have terrible tournaments here too.
There goes the Warhammer sponsorship.
Oh no, GW hates London as well. Oh wait, no, my bad.
What?
No, they hated that. They hated that GT. They sure did. That GT was shitty. It'll go down in infamy as the shittiest shit ever.
Dude, you're at a battlegrounds right now, and you just lost it.
I'm just looking at these beautiful tables that we worked hard on, and not that bullshit that they did at that London GT. That thing was Shattown, USA, and it was not even in America. All right, I should stop. I don't like Coke can terrains. Get your 10 cans of styrofoam out of here.
Dude, I saw you playing on Coke can terrain the other day. Kill team.
No.
Don't give me that. There's video evidence.
It was a damn good looking Coke can. That's what I'm saying.
Hey, that's still Coke can terrain.
Ha! Did you see Gordino there?
Yeah, Gordino.
George has some balls. I just put my nuts on the table. Hey, I'm just a little guy just talking. GW ain't got no love for me right now. Not till we get 10,000 subs. You know what? We had 1,980 subs, and then it went to 1979. And I think it's because I posted 3 Kill Team videos in a row. I think it was like, bam. I was like, they didn't like that. I think I spammed them because their feed like showed warp charge 3 times in a row. I think that's what instigated it. I'll never know for sure, but maybe it means we need to space out the video droppage.
No, dude, it means you need to go more rampant.
Okay, yeah, ramp it up
more
higher.
aggressive with our advertising.
Oh man, I did get a little crazy there. I was looking at all our terrain. I was proud of it, and I was thinking of how bad their terrain was, and I was getting angry. And I'm sorry, London, all of Europe.
Don't apologize. Listen.
Gordino, I owe you $5 back. I said I'm sorry. You know what? Fuck you, everybody.
Whoa,
I mean,
dude.
Whoa. I'm losing it. We take fun seriously, guys. It's no big deal. It's no
George
big
is
deal.
drunk with power.
Oh, man, I don't even know what to do. Like, how do I rein him back?
I've drank a lot of
George.
Yeah.
So I will say, not to like put your ego into full, downward spiral here.
Okay.
But, it is impressive. There's not a lot of people that can say they've run an event so big.
Yeah.
So brushing your shoulder off just a hair, I think kudos.
Off. You're fucking inflating the pump of air to his head. I know. Dropping people's egos down just to give them more motivation.
No, I think I like Chris's strategy. Thanks, Chris. Yeah. 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 It was pretty good. We had a pretty good event. Yeah.
I mean, we brag using Battlegrounds infrastructure. Thank you, Battlegrounds. But, once again, it's an exclusive club.
Yeah, Gordino's cracking me up. Well, that's what I was, guys at home. Obviously, I wouldn't say "fuck you" to Warp Charge Gaming audience. I love you guys. I was definitely talking to all the role players.
And the ones walking behind you that were just coming back from the bathroom. Now they're about to go get their D20s.
That's why I had to have this green screen up to hide all these butt cracks. I was expecting to hear Chris cackle and laugh on that part, but I missed. Dang.
No,
Yeah.
I'm reeling them in still. I'm still reeling them in.
Joke fell silent. Good times. Whew, good times. Shots fired indeed.
Dude, he's oxygen to your fire, that's for sure.
Yeah, yeah. Well, shit dizzle, man. What else in the world is going on? We talked, we had the Tabletop Alchemy show every Monday night. Saw a few y'all jump in there. Apparently Chicken Bone prefers to talk 3D printing nowadays. Didn't see him in this here episode. Missing our buddy Chicken Bone. Good to have Tau Dark around though. Shadizo as always, Ice Wolf. Chris, good to have you back, bud.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, so since LVO's about to be going down,
Yeah.
who do you think's gonna take it? Like both army, player. What do
Well,
you think?
I got a question in response to your question. Does Nick Nadavati had a hell of a lot of ITC points? Is there any way he can even be taken down with not winning LVO or being in the top?
Yeah, if you were in the top 100 and you take first, you can still win.
Oh, you're saying if you're scored in the ITC before going to the LVO in the top 100, you can still go all the way to first place of ITC.
Yeah, if you win the event, because there's that many people going.
So okay, question again. So because like RTTs, they don't seem to matter on how big they are. We had a 44-person RTT, but it still counts as just as like any other RTT.
No, they definitely matter.
Oh, really?
If you look at like the most recent win from that RTT to the most recent win of like a 12-man RTT, you'll see that the 12-man RTT dude that got first probably got like 112 points, where like Austin probably got like 140 something points.
Okay.
And then when it's a GT, it like even gets bigger, and then when it becomes like a major, it's even bigger than that.
It's just weighted differently.
Yeah, it's weighted completely differently, but like the amount of people is definitely what's going to make the amount of points earned for the event more.
Okay, good. I want it to be that way, so that's good.
So like this is truly the Super Bowl. Like if you wanted to win the ITC, you had to be at this event. Same with like for faction. Like if you were in the top 3 of your faction and you go to this event and you win it with your faction, you then took your faction and ITC probably.
Nice. Well, I thought it was pretty cool. They had Paul McKevley, Paul, the designer of Best Coast Pairing. He actually won ITC back in its early stages. It was cool to see he's at the event and competing. So I'd like to root for Paul just because I love Best Coast Pairing, and I'd like to see him do well. But they got some hard hitters there that have been historically at the top of the ranks. I could easily see Nick doing very well. Being that he has so many points, I just think mathematically he typically ends up in the top 10 easy, and I think top 10 with as many points as he has, I would assume would get him into the first place no matter what.
I think he has to get in like top 3 compared to the other players that will probably be in top 3 also.
Damn. I had that. I'll pull up that thing you posted to our thread a minute ago because that had that showed the scores that people had already. But he seemed like he was substantially up there.
That was actually someone's fantasy pick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was like a fantasy draft basically.
Yeah, I was just showing that because like I think it's interesting. Like I'm not playing this year, but shit, maybe as like this starts to pick up because I saw a couple buddies like just on that one pick, like 2 people I play with around here were on his card of people to play like an LVO as like his fantasy pick, and I think that's super interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of like playing fantasy sports, but also being close enough to the athletes that you're a contender.
Seeing if I can pull up the rankings here to take a look at who's where.
I agree with you, Taudark. They some smart ass business people that made this type of circuit, but they're not the first ones that made that type of circuit. There's other like circuits that have generated similar business models. They just applied it to 40k, and it took off.
James, I have the rankings on the screen right now, and you're right. The Nick Donavati's at the top with 766 points, but second right below him is at 748. Third place is 766 points away. It looks like he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that are very close to him, and then it starts getting decently close with the rest. And I obviously even they could jump up. Yeah, I could see top 3 being required for him.
Yeah, and someone shows all the analytics because it's all in BCP. That like 60% of the top 100 is going to be at LVO.
Oh
So
wow!
like, it really could be anyone's game as far as like winning the entire season by winning the event.
Is that Joshua Death's real last name?
Joshua Death.
Hey, check it out. There's
Yeah.
Warp Charge Gaming at 118th
He's a good
place. We're 118 out of a substantial number of people. Wow. Look, there's damn. There's over 1,000 teams in ITC, and we're 118, man. That's pretty cool. I'm impressed. I'm going to stick my head up like I'm proud again. Yeah. Well, you don't have to be impressed, James. I'll do it for you.
No, the reason why I'm not impressed is because we have so many like entries on there from people getting the name wrong that like it would be much higher if it was all correct info.
Oh, look, here's more Warp Charge Gaming details with who's who. So it looks like Patrick did the most work for us with 103 points, and he did it at Warp Charge Gaming events, funny enough. Yeah, it looks like Patrick's done the most work for Warp Charge. I've probably done next to nothing. I'm in there a couple times. Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah, Chris and I are definitely on the low end of the scoring there. Now there's Chris doing well, getting 62 points with Tyranids. Well, you know, if you didn't know, I did pretty good in Kill Team. But it's also not ITC. You know what's weird, James, is that they show Kill Team rankings based off of... We lost Chris again, if you didn't notice.
No, I didn't notice, man.
God.
I was zoning out.
Well, we're at the end of this
Dude,
episode.
talking about Patrick was doing all this work, and I was like, dude, I'm right behind him.
Nah, you weren't doing near as good, dude. You kind of sucked.
Dude, I was right behind him. I was doing way better than you.
Yeah, I didn't do anything. Well, I brought Space Woes to the champs, dog.
Dude, I got Gas Space Marines. When's the last time they won a GT?
Tau Dark cracked a joke. I'm so close to next score. I'm only 800 points away.
Dude, you're so close.
Let's see if we can get Chris on here to say goodbye to everybody. It's been an awesome episode.
Dude, I've gone fishing multiple times with this dude.
Yeah, I've had a lot of fun. Gordito, thanks for giving me some $5 for my balls.
His balls.
That was pretty cool, yeah.
Cream for the itch.
But yeah, guys, there's a lot going on our Facebook. You can catch out some videos on the invitation to come play at Warp Charge.
For those at LVO, good luck.
Yep.
Safe travels. All that fun stuff.
Indeed. And then we got tournaments coming. Kill Team phrasing. Yep. Kill Team is coming up next weekend here at Battlegrounds. If you're near at all, come and see us. I'd love to have you come play. We are now launching a tournament league at Battlegrounds going all the way through the summertime, where there's going to be our own kind of tournament circuit, so we don't have to go to LVO to compete for some grand prizes and feel proud of ourselves. So come to some Warp Charge Gaming events over the next months. The first weekend of every month going all the way through June is going to be a 40k tournament here at Battlegrounds. Oh, nice. Shadizo's heading out tomorrow for LVO. Shadizo, kick some ass, have some fun. Whatever you do, just have a good-ass time, my friend. Don't lose all your money gambling. And
shout it out when you get on stream.
Yeah. Shout it out. We need to get you some Warp Charge dice, man, so you can pass them out. Give a holler. Big love to everyone. I got to say, if Chris Washington is out there watching, thank you for buying so many dice, Chris. We appreciate you, man. I hope you rolled tons of sixes. I sent those out for you today. If anybody else wants some dice, hit up warchargegaming.com and go to the shop. You can order some shirts if you want to. We're probably going to get some more sweet merch coming up down the line. Adepticon's right around the corner. Hope to see you out there. And if you ever want to rock the Warp Charge Gamer tag with us, just holler out. You're welcome to. We'd love to have you. But that is the word. Just because I got an image here, big shout out to our sponsors: Worlds Overrun, Best Coast Pairing, Death Ray Designs, Game Out of You, Crystal Fortress, Battlegrounds. We love you guys. We love everybody. It's been a great time. Chris, you're back. Say goodbye to everybody.
Good night, everyone. Take fun seriously.
Yeah, you sons of bitches. Fuck you. No, just kidding. Just kidding.
Whoa. I'm dropping out on that one.
I'm just kidding.
Bye, guys.
I love you guys. Yeah. Catch you later. Everybody take care.
Adios.
I was just yelling at the
Well done, guys. Sorry for the technical issues.
That's
Here's
good.
a technical issue.
I was just yelling at the role players again. Anyways, everybody take care. See you later.